大谷翔平の最近の動向について、特に彼のフリーエージェントの状態とそれに伴う交渉に注目が集まっています。大谷にとって自身初の FA となり、その契約規模は総額5億ドルとも言われており、MLB の各チームから熱い視線を浴びています。そんな中、日本時間30日、米ポッドキャスト番組、ファウルテリトリーにシアトルマリナーズのカル・ローリー捕手がゲストとして出演し、大谷に対してシアトルの魅力をアピールしています。番組の中で大谷を勧誘するための誘い文句を議論したり、ユーモアを交えながら、大谷行きつけの寿司屋についても話していましたので、日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
Yeah, I mean, it's Shohei, it kind of speaks for himself how good he is. He's unbelievable. Never seen anything, quite like him. But, at the end of the day, I don't get to make the decisions. My job is to go out there and play as hard as I can for 162. And, I think if you ask anybody, everybody would be like, yes, we want Shohei for sure. And, you saw this year at the All-Star game how cool it was when guys were chanting his name, telling him to come to Seattle. And, you've heard rumors that he's been in Seattle in the off seasons and he loves it there. So it'd be awesome if he came to Seattle. I would love it. I know our whole team would be jacked up and the whole city would, but that's kind of out of our control. So
how do you pitch it to him? I mean, you're always the catcher. People are pitching to you. How do you pitch it to Shohei? Because everybody we have on here this offseason, whether it's writers or we had coaches on, we had bench coaches. How do you pitch to Shohei? What do you say? Like, hey, this is Shohei. This is Big Dumper. The only thing I know in Japanese is how to say, I just farted. So onada deta. Like that's the only pitch that I know how to say to Shohei. But what do you say? You are the guy. You were the 50-plus homers in the first 2 seasons of your career with the Mariners. How do you pitch it?
Are you talking about how I pitch him to come to Seattle?
Yeah.
He's on the phone. He's like,
no, not how you pitch to him to get him out.
When I'm behind the plate.
No, you're on the phone with him, Cal, right? I'll give you a little helper, okay? Dude, I know you're not pitching this year. Seen our pitching staff? It's pretty fire. And then next year, if we need to do a 6-man, we are capable for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know, how I'd probably try to sell the city. The city's amazing up there in Seattle. And, like I said, I think he spent time there in the off seasons from what I've kind of read and gathered. And I think that'd be the number one thing because, you see a lot of people, choose, a lifestyle. When you get to what he's going to make, I mean, at that point, does it really matter how much extra millions you're making? So, you want to be somewhere where you're comfortable. You want to be somewhere where the fans are going to love you. You're going to like the fans as well. You want to have a place where you and your family can stay and be comfortable. And I think that'd be the number one sales pitch for sure.
Do you take him out to eat at a place? And what's the place that you take him out to when he comes to Seattle?
There's a place, when I got called up, Yusei Kikuchi was still with us and his favorite sushi place was a place called I Love Sushi, and it sounds kind of cheesy. That sounds like a bad sushi spot, but it's unbelievable. It's on the water in Bellevue, and all of they have every baseball player that comes in there with the Mariners gets their picture up on the wall, and I take them there. It's unbelievable sushi. The fish up there in Seattle obviously is unbelievable, and the sushi's a lot better than where I'm from in North Carolina. So it's
prove it.
Breaking news. Yeah, Seattle has North Carolina beat on sushi.
また、シアトルといえば、7月にマリナーズの本拠地 T モバイルパークで開催された MLB オールスターで、スタンドのファンの子供たちからサイン中の大谷に We want Shoheiコールが飛び、試合中にも Come to Seattleの大合唱が起きるなど話題を呼びました。大谷は2017年オフに日本ハムからメジャーへ移籍する際に7球団と最終面談を実施し、選ばれたチームはカブスとレンジャーズを除く5球団が温暖な西海岸だったことから、今回の球団選びも西海岸との考えが根強く残っており、マリナーズも移籍先の候補として挙げられています。また一方で、地理的要因よりも球団の質を重視しているとの見方もあり、情報は錯綜しています。そんな中、MLB 専門局、MLB ネットワークの番組、MLB ホットストーブでは、大谷の移籍に関して、 地理的要素は重要なのかについて議論をしていましたので、日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
Yeah, let's talk about Ohtani for a moment. And look, early in the process here, we were led to believe that geography did matter, that Shohei perhaps preferred to be closer to home on the West Coast, to having bought a big home in Hawaii, keep himself kind of halfway in between. His camp is telling everybody, no, geography isn't as important as you think, and that's why we thought, well, maybe a team like the Braves would be in play. Is that a realistic spot for Ohtani?
I think it is, because I think the other criteria that we've been made aware of is the ability to win on an annual basis. And is there any other team in baseball set up right now better than the Atlanta Braves to put themselves in a position to win every year? They're set up better than the Dodgers are. They're set up. Look, I think the Orioles are in a really nice spot with the young players they have, but I still trust the Braves more with where they are. And so, yeah, I think Atlanta has to be in the mix. If the criteria that we're led to believe are critical and important, Atlanta's in a really good position. And the benefit of having signed all of those long-term deals to young players where they got a major discount on it, this is why they did it, to get this day where they could get the guy. And remember, Max Fried, they've got one more year of him. And if they get Ohtani and he doesn't pitch this year and Fried does, then next year in 25, when Ohtani's ready to pitch, Fried can go to free agency and they don't have to feel like they've got a gaping hole in their rotation. So Atlanta, I think, is really set up nicely. I think Toronto can make a play, although I think Atlanta still sells winning more than they do. I think Atlanta would be a really nice landing spot.
Yeah, that's a scary thought. And the other thing, too, Steve, that plays into it, where the game has changed, you don't have to play in a big market to be marketed anymore. You just don't. Because of the way the world is.
Harold, you're 100% right. Think about this. What did we always say about Mike Trout? He doesn't get enough publicity because he's out in Los Angeles on the West Coast and everything else. Can Ohtani get more publicity? Like, we all know about him. He's Oprah in baseball. He goes by one name. He's gotten enough notoriety there that I don't think the big market matters. I think the player matters. And Ohtani, with how he captures everybody's imagination, it won't matter where he plays. We're going to focus on him.
また、MLB 公式サイトのエンゼルス担当レッドボーリンジャー記者は、大谷の決断がウィンターミーティングでドミノ効果を生む可能性があると述べています。ウィンターミーティングは、各球団幹部や選手の代理人らが一堂に会する重要なイベントであり、大谷の決断が MLB の市場に大きな影響を与えると見られています。大谷自身や彼の代理人は交渉に関して公には何も語っておらず、状況は不透明ですが、大谷は2017年のウィンターミーティング前にエンゼルスと契約を結び、2022年のレギュラーシーズン終了前に2023年の1年3000万ドルで合意するなど、早めの決断を好む傾向があると分析されています。そのため、彼の決断は近い将来に行われ、世界中の見出しを飾る可能性が高いと考えられています。大谷の去就は今後の MLB 市場の流れを左右する重要な要素であり、彼の決断には多くの注目が集まっています。これからも大谷の活躍から目が離せません。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。